You've said it. CNN has said it. MSNBC says it. People on social media say it. Come on, stop it. You know, that's the interesting part. Can you just accept that your party did speak that way? But we know what this is. It's a double standard. When it's on their side, they want to act like it didn't happen. Just like Scott Jennings said, this is a pattern. This is who the Democratic Party is. You don't believe me? Watch this.
You can put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
For Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
You said over the weekend, referring to it, there's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. Well, you were comparing that rally to a Nazi rally?
Look, I'm comparing it to the hate that came out of this, and I think they confirmed that.
You stand by that comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision of what they saw.
What about you, though?
So I know what I saw, and I'll just leave it at that.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right, so there it is. It's on videotape. We know what they feel. We know what they think because they say it. And so it's a dangerous game that they are playing by speaking this way, because what they're doing is watering down these terms. Okay, so when you call someone fascist, Trump supporters are Nazis, they're garbage, all this other stuff, racist, you water down the actual word and you do a disservice to people who've actually experienced it. That's the interesting thing. Here's Vivek and his response on this.
Look, here's the October surprise. It just arrived. This is the basket of deplorables moment. That's what Hillary Clinton said in 2016, that tanked her campaign. Well, that's the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris moment right now. I am a little bit more cynical about this one, Sean, in the following way. It might look like Joe Biden's usual cognitive deficits kicked in, but the reality is we know his family is secretly probably rooting for Donald Trump, not Kamala Harris, to win, because they feel really vengeful about how they were treated. So if you're in their shoes, you know that kind of comment is actually going to tank Kamala Harris. So we're going to put those kinds of motivations to one side. But regardless, it is a welcome October surprise, because let's take a big step back. What's going on here? The wheels are coming off the car. They're spiraling. And now you see the accusations of the other side being Hitler or piles of garbage. You're going to hear a lot about threats to democracy in the next week. They are flailing, Sean. They understand Americans are not falling for their trick anymore. Donald Trump has a record that he's running on. They're frustrated by it. And I think it's, in some ways, a beautiful thing for our side to watch this completely come undone and turn the page on this ugly chapter of our history.
Maybe this is the October surprise. That remains to be seen. Obviously, it's based on the coverage of the media. Not too sure the Trump campaign will turn this into an ad. I would say they should. They should do like 15 seconds of the ad saying, this is the message from Kamala Harris. And then the second half is Trump focusing on policy. So there's a contrast, right? Her campaign's focused on hate. Trump's campaign's focused on solutions. I think that would be a great idea when it comes to the ad. Also, here is Byron Donalds and what he had to say about this.
My response is that the first statement from Joe Biden is the one that he truly believes. He does not think that people who disagree with him or his party, who support President Trump, are Americans. He thinks that they're garbage. That's a fact. And the reason, what I go back to is 4 years ago, around this same time, it was Joe Biden that went on the Breakfast Club, and he famously said that if you couldn't vote for him, then you weren't black. It's the same Joe Biden, made the same type of statement 4 years ago. So this is consistent with who he is. Look, I think right now what we have is a contrast in presidential campaigns. Donald Trump has been on the campaign trail talking about fixing our country, ending a lot of the travesties from the Biden-Harris administration, making America great again. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Tim Walz for that matter, they're running around talking about the rally at MSG was a Nazi rally. Well, Laura, I spoke at that rally. So did Harry O., the founder of Death Row Records. So did Vivek Ramaswamy. So did Tulsi Gabbard. I don't think the Nazis will let us speak at their rally. So that hateful rhetoric is coming from the left, and it's got to stop.
This is the game of politics, right? It's all about who can control the narrative, right? And so the narrative at the beginning of the night was Kamala Harris gives her closing argument at D.C., the location of January 6th, and she wants to remind all these people what happened on January 6th to prosecute Trump. Then that gets overshadowed by Joe Biden coming out and saying this. What is the president thinking? Oh, that's right. He can't think, right? He shouldn't even be the president, but that's a whole nother thing. And then, of course, you're dealing with a candidate who knows how to get attention on social media, that is President Trump, and how he just has the ability to dominate the news cycle. So will this story bite Kamala Harris's campaign in the you-know-what because Trump's going to capitalize on it? I believe it's more likely that that will happen. Now, of course, we're in an election cycle where every crazy thing happens and then 24 hours later, it's like it never happened. So it remains to be seen. And lastly, you're going to have people on the left come out and say, well, you guys called Puerto Rico garbage. Wait a minute. I didn't call Puerto Rico garbage. Trump did not call Puerto Rico garbage. In fact, the last thing Trump said about Puerto Rico was this.
We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. And we also love Puerto Rico. And we're marching.
But of course, the media is not going to show you that clip, are they? Right? They're going to try to suppress this, but maybe they're not. Let's see what happens when we Google this story. Okay, so as you guys can see, there are stories already dropping with this. And let's read some of the titles. Biden sets off firestorm in response to Trump rally comedian's Puerto Rico comment. Okay. Biden appears to call Trump supporters garbage. It doesn't appear he did. Come on, the Hill. Do better. CNN, Biden seeks to clean up garbage comment about Trump supporters. All right. Here's a crazy one. Forbes, Biden attempts to clarify his garbage comment as Republicans say it insults. Come on, man. We know what it is. AP News, they are the worst. Biden suggests Trump supporters are garbage. He didn't suggest. He said they are. These guys are funny. Oh, here's the best one for you grammar folks out there. Supporters or supporters. Biden's comments. God, I mean, these people, you just can't hate them enough. So my question for you is, do you believe this is the October surprise that is not going to work in favor of Kamala Harris? It will work against her. Do you believe this is finally a breaking point between the tensions of her campaign and Joe Biden's staff, and he continues to do things that contradict her campaign schedule, her campaign message? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below.